Hello, everyone. My name is Mark White. I'm the Brand Partnership Director at Reach. We are publisher of the Irish Daily Mirror, regional live sites like Dublin, Belfast, and Cork Live, and RSVP Magazine. I'm also the Council Lead of the Native and Content Marketing Council at the IIB. Can I add my thanks to Retail Ireland and to all of you for taking the time to join us today? As Suzanne mentioned earlier, we always really welcome the opportunity to spread the digital gospel. And I hope you've been enjoying the different sessions that we've created for you today. So the Native Advertising Council is responsible for the creation and development of best practice guidelines around native advertising and content marketing. And that's the world that I'm going to dive into for the next 15 minutes and 15 slides. And there's a fair bit to get through, so I'll dive straight into it if I can do that. So in this session, I'm going to cover off exactly what is native advertising and what is content marketing. So some broad definitions as agreed by IIB members to try and bring some clarity to those terms. Then why content marketing? So why should this be part of your marketing mix? Then I'll move on to how to measure performance. So some of the most common and useful metrics on which you can measure return on investment, and Mark's just done a brilliant session on that as well. And moving on to using content to create deeper engagement with your customers and prospects, and how you can use content marketing to start that process of creating leads for your business. And finally, I'll bring it all together in two short case studies from our members to illustrate what we can do in this space and what it all looks like. So in summary, by the end of this session, I'd really like you to be more confident in understanding what content is, why you should consider using it in your marketing, and how you can use it to great effect for your business. So what is native advertising? Here we have two definitions from two official IIB guides that I think summarize the concept well. I'll not read them out, but in essence, the concept is about creating really strong content that resonates with readers and then distributing it across channels that will deliver maximum reach and maximum effectiveness. Jerry Dakin from GSK, he's a good friend of ours here at the IIB and a brilliant thought leader within the marketing space. And I really like his analogy of a rocket ship as an explainer of this concept. So when you spend time and budget creating really strong content for your business, and then you just publish it on your own channels or your own social media, you're singing to the choir. You've created a rocket, but it's only being seen by rocket spotters and aficionados. The concept of native advertising is to launch that rocket high into the sky so as many people as possible can see it. And ultimately, that is much more effective for you and your business. But what does the term content actually mean then? And what does it include? So you've heard from the other council leads throughout today, and they've explained in more depth about the power of some of these formats. But just to help define a few of these, starting with articles. Articles are undoubtedly the most dominant form of content on the web, and they have a great deal to offer your business. Articles are detailed written form content that can drive high volumes of traffic to your site. They can be really informative to consumers about your products. They can be informative about your brand and your expertise in your field. And in terms of podcasts, you heard from Rob today as well, talk about the power of audio and podcasts. Audio is one of the fastest growing media in our industry, and it's an incredibly diverse, interesting, and creative format, as you heard from Rob about. And my colleague Mark on the Video Council has just talked about video marketing in more detail. Again, something that's become a massively popular form of content, with us all watching all kinds of media on our smartphones pretty much around the clock. But everything you see on the slide here, this can all be defined as content, and all of these are tools at your disposal when you're creating really effective content-based campaigns. So why should you consider content as part of your digital marketing? Well, if you think about your own media consumption habits, you read things that interest you, you listen to things that interest you, you watch things that interest you. So essentially, you notice things that interest you. And can we apply those principles to the science and art form of digital advertising? Can you, as a business with something to sell, create something interesting that captures and holds the attention of a modern media consumer? And the answer to that is yes. that can be done through creating really great content. And what you see on the screen just now is testament to how important and effective content marketing as a format has become. Investment has increased 49% over the past 3 years alone. And this is a report from the IAB in the UK, which breaks out spends across formats. We published a similar report in Ireland, which unfortunately doesn't capture such granular details, but anecdotally, we've experienced very similar trajectory in terms of spend. And the summary of this really is, if branded content wasn't delivering on business results, that increasing investment just wouldn't be there. So how can content marketing fit in with an existing marketing strategy? So firstly, it'll help improve effective engagement with your prospects and your customers. People enjoy spending time with a good story, and content marketing delivers that experience. Studies have shown, for example, that on average, consumers will engage with this type of content for up to 8 times longer than traditional rich media advertising. And for content within the latter end of the sales funnel, and I can touch on this in the next slide or two, it can also really help increase purchase consideration. So high quality content inspires readers to take action. Consumers can be driven directly to your website through embedded links within a story. And once they're there, you have the opportunity to encourage readers to make inquiries, purchases, bookings, whatever your objective is. Content can also help build brand advocacy. It attracts and creates loyal customers who will spread the word and act as advocates for your brand or your business. And finally, content can play a huge role in supporting SEO. So most IIB publisher members, we enjoy premium domain authority with Google. And what that means for you is that working with respected, trusted titles like this will improve your own performance and relationship with Google, which, as we all know from Izzy's session this morning, is increasingly vital. And just in terms of how to measure performance, again, just some different objectives that you can set for your campaign. Again, Mark covered these brilliantly in the last session, and just some ideas of what you might choose to measure your campaign success. So starting with a revenue-based objective, in this example, you can choose sales, subscriptions, or downloads as an effective measurement tool. If your objective is awareness or brand awareness, you can focus more on the number of users that visit your content, and then any related click-throughs, as well as the likes of page views, videos viewed, or activity on social networks. And if commitment or engagement are the objective, social cues would be better. So the likes of likes, shares, retweets, blog comments, that type of thing, they may be more appropriate, along with time spent on the content itself and relating click-throughs. And for more direct response-based objectives, such as lead generation, you could look at the likes of newsletter subscriptions, contact form fills, and then the conversion rate from links within any articles. Oh. And that brings us nicely on to creating deeper engagement and beginning the process of lead generation using native and content marketing. And I always go to great pains to point out that this format it's not best used as a direct response format. It's not a bottom of the funnel format. It's one that starts the journey of new leads finding out about you and your business. And this purchase funnel on the screen now shows nicely how different content types that you create and publish start that journey from awareness of your business through to conversions and ultimately purchase. Content creates the conditions for more effective leads through the medium and long term rather than the immediate short term. So bringing it all together then in 2 short case studies, just to demonstrate the effectiveness and the diversity of the format. This is a lovely case study of an Irish company called Botanical, who produce beautiful essential oils from all natural ingredients. And as with all new businesses, one of the biggest challenges, the biggest business challenges they have is to grow awareness of the brand, the business itself, their product range, and the product attributes. And what we did at Reach, this is from my own company, was that we took the kind of fundamental product proposition and we created tailored content across all of our titles that would be relevant and appropriate to the different readers that we attract across the titles. So you'll notice on the screen how we used, our own data and insight to create different headlines, and that would bring readers into the story and engage them with information that we knew would be of an interest and appeal to them. And the campaign used video, editorial, social media, display, again, all of which you've heard today to drive the results, again, that you see on the screen now. And this campaign is still live as well, so those results are growing by the day. And this is an example from our colleagues at the Irish Times. And this was a campaign for Currys and PC World. And they wanted to raise awareness of their home office and entertainment tech, given all of our working from home challenges over the past year. And the team at the Times, they used articles and video streams to bring all that content and messaging to life. They used Kira O'Brien, the Times tech specialist, and she hosted weekly conversations with an in-house Currys product expert, and they explored together the features and benefits of different ranges. And this was complemented by wider digital display activity and even some print, again, to drive maximum awareness of the campaign and to as many different audiences as possible. And the results speak for themselves there. Huge reach across all platforms and incredible engagement there with the content in terms of the total time consumed. So how can we as IAB members and publishers, how can we help you and your business? Content studios are a common part of some of the recognizable names in Irish media now, and they exist just to help you. The studios know their audience inside out and they're experts at creating content and engagement. And importantly, though, the studios can take all of the pain away from creating native and content campaigns. They're fully equipped with video and audio recording equipment, teams of specialists that can create, really effective messaging for your business, and all to your approval. And Doug captured this brilliantly. We're all just here to work with you, and we really are just a phone call away. So just to wrap up from me then, here are just 3 takeouts that I'd like to leave you with today. The first one's cost. Please do not let the thought of high costs be a barrier to exploring content. It can start from as little as €500, depending on the publisher, the format, the level of complexity of the campaign that you have in mind. Campaigns are scalable. Publishers have extensive experience working with SMEs, with big businesses, multinationals, everything. In terms of complexity, please don't let complexity of production put you off exploring content further as well. Lean on your publishing partner. They know their audience inside out. You know your business inside out, and together you can create really, really effective campaigns that will deliver brilliantly for your business. And in terms of ROI, investing in content and native is just that. It's an investment. It'll deliver on many fronts for your business. It's about being salient and relevant when your potential customers need a product or service like yours. And it's investing in buying that mental availability when it matters the most. It helps build awareness of your business and helps put you front of mind with more potential customers. And in summary, then, I hope that was helpful. That was a whistle-stop tour of native and content marketing. If this type of digital marketing chat is of interest to you, or if you have any questions about anything that I covered, please connect with me on Twitter or LinkedIn, or again, feel free to send an email or stick questions in the Q&A box. So thank you very much, and please enjoy the remainder of the workshop.
Thank you, Mark, and I love that rocket analogy. So I suppose we'll have to refer to you going forward as Rocket Man. Is that inevitable?
Right, okay. I'll that's Jerry's Rocket Man.
Very good. Okay, so we're on to our final presentation, and Maeve Connellan is joining us to take us through social. Many of you will have experienced social, I'm sure, in the last year during lockdown as you pivoted your businesses online. But this presentation will really help you take it to the next level in terms of both your online business and your bricks and mortar. Maeve Connellan is Strategy Director at Dentsu Ireland. And thank you very much, Maeve.